Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hangar Stage. Please give a massive round of applause for the German folk dancers from the Phoenix Club.
Hello, OC Fair. Is everybody having a great OC Fair Saturday? All right, so are we. So for the next 40 minutes, we've got some performances for you. We're going to do some Bavarian, Austrian folk dances. We're going to do some traditional musical numbers that you would find in the Alps. These dances are typically dances that were choreographed and created in the late 19th century, and we're going to do some performances today for you. So we're going to start out with some musical numbers. We're going to do our Aperschnalzen, which is our big giant whip, which was traditionally a good way to communicate from valley to valley in the 19th century, right? Because the Alps, you got mountains, valleys, hills, and whatnot, and you couldn't call people on your cell phone back then. So you could use the whips to go back and forth, and it was also a good way to scare off the bad spirits. So here we have performing to you Aperschnalzen, our very own Deanne Gunnemann. Thank you, Deanne. Very well done. And during today's performance, you're sometimes going to hear us make a high-pitched sound. That is called a yuxer. And that is typically what you'll find during performances. Somebody's having a great time, they're feeling the energy, and they will let out a yuxer. So that was our first performance. We now have a second performance, which is also a musical number, called the Alphorn. Now, I think everybody's familiar with this based on the old Ricola commercials that we all saw. But the Alphorn is something you found in the Alpine regions, and it was used to communicate from valley to valley. And today we have performing for us on the Alphorn, our very own Gary Bonney. Thank you, Gary. Well, I hear some clapping. It sounds like you guys enjoyed the performance. How about let's try out a yuxer all together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Wow, very nice. I'll sign you guys up for practice Tuesday nights in Brea. Anyhow, we hope you enjoyed the first 2 musical numbers that we did. Next, we're going to have 2 dance numbers for you. The first dance that we're going to perform is called Der Steieregger. Now, this is from the Steiermark region of Austria, which is actually where our former governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, is from. And in Austria, you'll see a lot more figure dances, not so much the hitting and slapping, although they do that too. But you'll see more movements where the guys and the girls kind of move together and they entangle their arms and whatnot. And that's the Steieregger. After which, we're going to take a little trip across the border into Bavaria. And we're going to perform a dance called Der Chiemgauer, which is from the Chiemgau region of Bavaria. Very famous, nice and mountainous, very beautiful. And that's where you'll start to see more of the hitting and the slapping that people typically associate with men dressed like this. All right, folks. So thanks so much. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. Coming up next for you, Der Steieregger und Der Chiemgauer. All right, so at this point, you saw us, our adult group, perform a little bit. Now we're going to pass it over to our youth dance group, our Kindergruppe. And they are going to perform 3 dances for us. They're all folk dances. These dances are Die Kinderpolka, which means the children's polka, Bauernmadel, which means farmer girl, and then last but not least, the Ennstaler Polka, which would be the polka of Enstal. So we're real proud of our kiddos. We've got them ranging in ages from teenager all the way down to 4, and we're very excited to have them perform. So at this point, I'm going to hand it over to our Kindergruppe. So one more time, let's hear it for our kids group. Thank you so much. And we also had one of our group moms dancing as well, my wife. So hope you all enjoyed the show. We are now going to continue on with Der Schuhplattler. This is a men's dance. And what you'll find sometimes with traditional Bavarian Austrian folk dances, or Schuhplattlers if you will, they will either reflect a certain town, a certain village, or also a certain trade. The Ambos literally translates into anvil. And so this would be honoring the blacksmith's trade. So we have here our Deanne Gunnemann, who's going to play the anvil for us, and our men will perform Der Schuhplattler. Okay, thank you very much. So that was our Schuhplattler, our men's dance, and it was really fun. We got to have our boys from the kinder group join us. So now we are going to take a trip to the Böhmerwald, which is actually a part of, used to be part of Austria. Now it's a part of a Czech Republic. But the Böhmerwald, or the Bohemian Forest, is famous in Europe for a beautiful forest landscape and whatnot, and of course also has its Austrian folk dances that came from there. So we're going to do that one first, and after that we're going to jump right into Der Haushammer, which is once again going to be more of a traditional Bavarian Schuhplattler, this one hailing from the village of Hausham. So without much further ado, let's do Der Böhmerwalder und Der Haushammer. Okay, thank you so much. We're now going to go into our final musical number. We are going to play Die Löffel, which translates into the spoons. The Bavaria, Austria, and the Alps was a very musical society, and typically Monday after work, Saturday night, Sunday morning, didn't matter when, you find a way to make music with whatever happened to be laying around the farm. One thing you oftentimes found in a farm, just like you do in your house today, is spoons. But of course, these are all oma's or grandma's, old wooden kitchen spoons. So they would make music to the spoons, to traditional accordion music. So now we will next play for you our whole group, Die Löffel. So that was our musical number, Die Löffel. So we've got 2 more dances for you here today before our show comes to its end, and we have another performance coming on by another group. We now have next for you, the first dance will be the Niederbayerische, that's the Lower Bavarian. Most of the dances that you see from Bavaria that we perform are from Oberbayern, where you see the slaps and the hits, but this dance is from Niederbayern, or Lower Bavaria. It's a little more flat and you got more forests. So this one's going to be more of a folk dance, as you would see some of the Austrian dances we did earlier today. And then our final dance of the day will be der Trauntaler, which is going to be, once again, a traditional Bavarian Schuhplattler from the Trauntal region of Bavaria. All right. Thank you so much, folks. We are Die Gemütlichen Schuhplattler. We're based in Brea, California. Thank you so much for staying with us these past 40 minutes. We hope you enjoyed the show. We certainly enjoyed performing for you. And before we leave, how about we all together do one final Juchse? 1, 2, 3. Yeah! All right, thanks so much. Seems like everybody here is either Bavarian, Austrian, or Bavarian or Austrian at heart. Thanks again. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Please give another round of applause for the German folk dancers from the Phoenix Club. Stay tuned for our next performance at 2:15.